Well, hello Lego people, how are we? I hope you're having a lovely time back at school. Good to be back with all your friends, I would imagine, and your teachers, seeing your teachers again. So today, Lego people, what we're going to be talking about, or Catherine is friendship. What's all that about? Friendship. Friendships. Well, a lot of you now, if you're back at school, and where are you? Back in your classroom with some of your best mates. Great. And you know that friendship that you've got with your mate, it might last all through your life. So you go from primary school, you go to big school, you might go to college or university, you might not. And that friendship that you've got now could last all through your life. Some do, some don't. You might go to secondary school and find new friends. And then you might go off to college or university and find some even newer friends and have more special friendships. And then what could happen is that you move back home and you get back in touch with that friend that you had when you was at primary school. How cool is that? So that's what Catherine's going to be talking about in a bit, about two people called Ruth and Naomi and their special friendship. And we're also going to be talking about harvest time, because that is the season that we're in at the moment, harvest. So all over the world, all over this country especially as well, the farmers are getting in the harvest, they're getting in the wheat and the barley and the oats. Some farmers will be picking potatoes by now. Silaging's going on in some places still. So they're gathering all the food in that's going to keep us going, and the cattle, feeding the cattle throughout the winter. Harvest is a very, very special time in the year. So, my challenge to you, Lego people, is what kind of farming implement, machine, whatever, can you make with your Lego? Or even draw. Doesn't really matter if you haven't got Lego. If you can draw it, fantastic. Send them in to Catherine. So do them, make them, take a picture, and send them to Catherine, and then Catherine will put them on the church website. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to shoot off up to St. Peter's to get the Lego out to make, well, you have to wait and see. I'll see you in a bit. Try on.
Hi everyone, Catherine here from Lego Church. Thanks to Stephen Just for telling us and showing us what he was going to build this month, because we are in, as he rightly said, the season of harvest, when we're saying thank you to God for all the amazing things that he gives to us every day, especially giving Jesus to us, which he did freely, so that one day we might be able to be with God in heaven. And today we're going to be thinking of a harvest story. We've been thinking in our children's talks about the story of Ruth. Ruth is a love story, and it's also a story of friendship. And in a moment, I'm going to be showing you how to build our Lego heart. You could keep this in your bedroom at home, and you could think about the love that Jesus has for us. And also you could think about the love that you share for your friends, because the Bible tells us to love one another. And this is just what Ruth did in the story of Ruth Finds a New Home. So before we hear that story again, because we've shared it a couple of times already, we're going to pray to God and just thank him for the harvest, and thank him for Lego Church, and thank him for all the good things he gives to us every day. So let's do our prayer drill. Number 1, wiggly fingers. Number 2, fold your arms. Number 3, we're going to pray. And please say amen if you agree with the prayer. Let's pray together. Oh, Father in heaven, thank you so much that we've been able to come together for Lego Church once again. We thank you for the creativity and imagination of all the children who build at Lego Church. And we thank you today especially for our harvest and for the story of Ruth in the Bible, which shows us just what it means to be a true friend In Jesus' name, amen. Here we go then. The story of Ruth and Ruth finding a new home. Now, if I give you a little background to Ruth, Ruth came from the country of Moab, which wasn't a particularly friendly country with the country of Naomi. She came from Bethlehem in Judah. But Ruth was married to Naomi's son, and they all lived in Moab by this time. Now, unfortunately, Naomi's husband died, and then both her sons died. She had two sons, one married to Ruth, that's Elimelech, and the other married to Orpah. Now, when this happened, Orpah, although she loved Naomi, reacted in a different way than Ruth did. So we're going to find out, and then we're going to be talking about and thinking about your Lego builds and what you can build this month. And we would just love, I know if Stephen was here, he would just say we need to have lots of Lego pictures sent to us. So please do that. Let me explain who the characters are. This guy is called Boaz, and he's got a special name. He's a kinsman redeemer. So he's quite important, and he is able to save and rescue his own folk. And he is also the owner of a large field and probably a farm and so on. And then here we have the workers, the people who are gathering in the harvest. And I know that Stephen's going to be showing you how to build a tractor in Lego Church this afternoon. And so those people were bringing in the harvest by hand. Our farmers today have far more technology, but they still have to do the same job. They still bring in that wheat and barley so that we can have bread and biscuits and cakes and cereals and all manner of interesting and exciting foods. One of these people, I think it must be here. This is Ruth. Listen in for the story, Lego Churches. Ruth finds a new home. Naomi was lonely. Her husband was dead. So were her two sons. And she was living in a country that was far from home with her sons' widows called Orpah and Ruth. I'm going home, said Naomi to her daughters-in-law one day. Back to my own country. Back to Bethlehem, where I belong. You must stay here. I will miss you, but this is your country, not mine. Naomi expected Orpah and Ruth to kiss her and hug her and wave goodbye. And that is just what Orpah did. But Ruth, she did something different. She kissed Naomi, she hugged Naomi, and then she said, Naomi, I'm coming with you. Why? Asked Naomi. Why leave your people and your home to travel to a place you do not know? Here you have a chance to find another husband, but I can't give you one. But no matter what Naomi said, Ruth would not change her mind. You see, she loved and cared for Naomi. From now on, she said, your people will be my people, and your God will be my God. So Naomi and Ruth went off to Bethlehem. And while Naomi greeted her relatives, Ruth went off to find a job. But that was very hard because she came from a different country. So she ended up gathering up bits of barley in a field that belonged to a man named Boaz, that were left behind when the workers collected the grain. Now, Boaz noticed Ruth. He'd heard about her and what she'd done for Naomi. He admired her courage and her loyalty and her friendship. And he also took a shine to her, and that's why the next day he told his workers that they should leave a bit more of the barley behind on purpose. Now Ruth would have more to take home with her. That was nice of him, wasn't it? Ruth was delighted, and when she told Naomi what had happened, and when she showed Naomi all the barley she'd found, Naomi asked her who the field belonged to. "Oh, a man named Boaz," said Ruth. Now, Naomi was delighted too, because Boaz was one of her relatives. And in a flash, Naomi turned from mother-in-law to matchmaker. "Put on your best dress, Ruth," she said, "and maybe a little bit of perfume too. You're going to visit Boaz." And so Ruth did. And Boaz liked her so much he immediately arranged to marry her. Ruth was delighted, and Naomi was too, for God had rewarded Ruth's loyalty and friendship and love, and had given her both a home and a husband. And what's more, guys, Ruth gave birth to a son called Obed. And Obed's son was Jesse, and one of Jesse's sons was a shepherd boy named David, who ran into a giant one day. But that's another story. I love that story. It's a love story, and a story of friendship, and a story of loyalty, and also that little part at the end where we're told about Boaz and Ruth having a little boy called Obed. And what the story doesn't say is Obed's great grandson was someone so special to us, who loves us more than anything in the world. And that person, that amazing person, is Jesus. Whoa. Back to Stephen now. Let's see if he's built that tractor. See you a bit later.
Right, here we are at St. Peter's. See, St. Peter's, you all know the buildings, kids. So nip upstairs now, and I need to go and get the Lego. So, put the apples and pears. And don't forget we're building a tractor, yeah? So, need to get the green bits out because it's going to be a John Deere tractor. Alright. Let's go in the storeroom. Get in here. Lights. Where's the Lego box, Catherine? There it is. Under here. There we go. So, big box of Lego. Green ones for John Deere. Right. I'll get all my bits of Lego out from John Deere that I need. Right. So I'll find my bits. There's a green bit for John Deere. There we go, green bit for John Deere. I need to find all the wheels as well. So I'll get all those bits and then we'll build a tractor. I'll catch you in a bit. Right, so let's get the bits out first that we need. There we go. It's the bottom bit. Just watch your fingers though. These are my fingers, these two. There's a green one. We're going to build a John Deere, I think. Get the cab built. There's the windscreen and the roof. Put the roof on. There we go. And get some chassis. Now we need some tyres. There we go. Put that in there. Ouch. Put that in there. There we go. Now some big ones for the back. Let's put them on. There we go. There's the tyres and there's the rims. Push that in there. On. There we go. And the other side. There we go. The last thing we need is the exhaust pipe for smoking. There we go. There's our Lego tractor. Well, that's mine anyway. I bet you could do a lot better than this. A lot better. Okay. Don't forget, have a go, make them.
So, Lego churches, here's a quick clip of how to make this lovely friendship heart. And I'd just like to remind everybody that we'll have a Lego church next month. And also, we would love you to build some harvest things. You can build tractors, you can build hearts for love and friendship, or you can be creative and build something else. But please send them either to the church office or our Facebook page, and we'll share them on our website. God bless and see you next time. Bye.